One other thing we should talk about probably is the lawsuit. Many people don't know that we're being sued by the citizens of Ottawa for $300 million.
No.
Tamara and I.
$300 million.
Ottawa entitled lawyer Paul Champ headhunted a plaintiff named Zexi Lee to be the lead defendant in the class action suit through counselors in City Hall. We found out she testified against us over the course of a couple days in our criminal trial, and she was escorted into the courtroom with 3 armed security officers.
Police officers. They were police officers. She got 3 armed police officers. Yeah, I know. It's just crazy. And so before we leave, we've only got a couple of minutes left, but I just have to say, between Chris and myself, we are north of $750,000 in legal fees. That is at a discounted rate.
Yes.
And so if it wasn't for organizations like the Democracy Fund, the JCCF is helping Chris also, I would still be in jail. I don't have $750,000. And so that is thanks to you and everyone that has donated to help our legal defense, because again, this is not just going to affect me or Chris. This is going to affect all of you going forward. And so it is organizations like that I'm just so grateful for. And I also want you to keep in mind that there's still a lot of truckers out there that are still facing these things that don't have that kind of support. And so I encourage you to, if you can help them in any way. Clayton McAllister's got one coming up. There's that
Robert
gentleman,
Donnell.
Robert, yeah.
Guy Meister.
Guy Meister. There's still so many that are still facing all these. That's just nonsense. Like, just let it go already. You know, but they're not going to, and Ezra alluded to that also. I think they just need one thing, right? Every turn the government's going, they're getting told that what they did was wrong, unlawful, unconstitutional. Yeah, but they're just trying to have one single thread. Now, I feel very confident in the stuff that I've seen at our trial.
My mouth might get me into trouble with a few, but we're there.
That's right. But then, somebody reminded me the other day that, they're adamant that we're going to be convicted. And I'm like, no, that can't happen. This is Canada. But then when you think about it, I just read this whole story on Louis Riel and the Métis people and how the Canadian government treated them. And I'm going to tell you, lots of things have changed, but nothing has changed. If you read that story and you read how those people were treated by the government, the propaganda with the media, it's the same playbook. And what are we, 200 years later almost? It's the same playbook. And so, like I said, get out there if you can, find a cause that you support, and go for it. I do believe that good things are happening and that we are going to turn Canada around. I'm not ready to give up on it yet. I'm not. And there's just too many good people here.
The one thing I'd like to point out too is there's been one media organization in our courtroom since day one at the trial, and it has been Rebel News. So
Rebel
hats
News.
off to the reporters.
They have been there every single day. So here's one more thing. Sorry, I know I'm out of time, or I don't freak out. So our trial starts, we get there, it's a media circus, all of the mainstream media is there, lots of independent media is there. And then of course it died down. And then when the Crown Prosecutor brought in all the Ottawa citizens to tell us about their horrible suffering, phantom honking and whatnot.
Microaggressions.
They all came back. And they were all there until the last witness, and then they all disappeared, except for Rebel News. Who else was there?
Fraser with the CBC.
Yeah,
was there,
that's right.
yes.
So it's just really, really interesting what they choose to portray. And then, bizarrely, out of nowhere, I think 3 days ago, CTV put out another article about you.
Yeah, from August 28th, and they reposted it just the other day about
It's been a slow news day.
we're defending ourselves against saying honk in the city of Ottawa.
Yeah, CTV. Oh well. Well, okay, we better wrap this up and get off the stage. Again, thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Tamara, and thank you all for the support.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see you again next year, I hope. You guys, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot.